From one old player, or I should say one broken down player to another, this story broke my heart when it broke a little over a week ago. And it sounds like Andrew Bynum of the Philadelphia 76ers is considering arthroscopic surgery on his knees, and it looks like that may shut him down for the year. It looks like, regardless if he has the surgery or not, he's going to be done for the season. And I just can't help but think that was a trade this offseason that had the city of Philadelphia buzzing, and it has just worked out so incredibly poorly. I mean, it's really hard to imagine a trade possibly going worse than the Philadelphia Bynum trade.
Yeah. And this is all because he went bowling?
Well, no, he had the injury before the year started. Remember, he had to go to Germany to get the knee treatment, the same treatment that Kobe got an offseason ago.
No, but I mean, he re-aggravated it going bowling, right?
He re-aggravated going bowling, but frankly, we don't know how healthy he was at that point either. It's been a total mystery the entire time as to how healthy he's been. I mean, there was a time where we thought he'd be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Then suddenly it was by Christmas. And then suddenly it was by the All-Star break. And then he shut down for the year. It's like that. It's almost like when you have plans with somebody and they say they're going to be there in 5 minutes, and then it becomes 10, then it becomes 15, then it becomes 45. The next thing you know, he never shows up. That's been the Andrew Bynum era in Philadelphia.
And the question now is, I mean, forget this season. The question now is, going forward, what do the Sixers do?
I don't want any part of them.
I mean, given his injury history and how susceptible he is to those knee setbacks, as a Lakers fan, I remember I was like, trade for Dwight yesterday. I just didn't. There were people in LA who were like, Bynum's more skilled offensively than Howard. Yeah, but at the end of the day, injury-wise, his knees never held up. So if I'm the Sixers, I'm letting him walk. They may come to regret it in the future if he signs a big deal next season and comes back from injury and has another All-Star season. But if I'm the Sixers, I don't take that risk. I mean, I think he's on the books for what, $17 million or so.
Yeah, he'd be a max contract guy.
So there you go. I mean, you have your space there. You try and figure something out in free agency, maybe to someone more reliable to pair with Drew Holiday. And you go from there. And even what do you think about this as a Sixers fan? Even maybe try getting something for Evan Turner.
I think everybody else has seen what Evan Turner brings to the table, and it's not much. I mean, they could maybe flip him for a role player and maybe a draft pick in there, but they're not getting much for Evan Turner.
Well, come on, but I mean, you've seen the amount of times that bonehead organizations make bonehead moves.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's the sort of player that I think he's been in the league now for 3 years. You realize what sort of guy he is. He's the sort of player he needs the ball. He's the sort of guy. Evan Turner's a player who needs the ball and needs to be your number one scoring option. But when Evan Turner's your number one scoring option, you're going to win 15 games in the NBA, and that's it. How
about Evan Turner for DeMarcus Cousins?
Yeah, one head case. That's what Philadelphia needs, more head cases. No, I mean, look, if they can trade Evan Turner, great. If not, they can just wait out the final year of his contract, and I'm fine with that. Maybe the light will go on, maybe it won't. But it looks like to me the Sixers, and I think they're just going to be headed to the lottery. And they're losing so many games. They're just on the point to. They're tanking hard. They were from about 2 games out of the playoff spot to closing on the Cleveland Cavaliers now towards the bottom of the lottery.
Shut down Drew Holiday for the year and get a high draft.
He's healthy. You can't just shut down a healthy player.
Shut him down. That's what tanking teams do. Don't you see Cleveland all the time? Oh, Kyrie's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Oh, Kyrie's out for 2 to 3 weeks.
If they're going to do that, they're going to do it with Thaddeus Young, who had an injury this year. I don't know. But when it comes to re-signing Bynum, the big thing was this. Look, he was an injury-prone big man when he was 20. He was an injury-prone big man when he was 22. He's an even more injury-prone big man now at 25. And if there wasn't precedent for this, I wouldn't care as much. But the fact of the matter is, guys who are 7 feet tall in the NBA get less healthy over time, not more. And if he's already missed 2.5 seasons almost in his career, and he's only been in the league for 8 years, I mean, what's that say moving forward? He's going to be a guy who's going to miss 1 year for every 2 that he's healthy. And I just don't think you can commit max money to a guy like that, and you especially can't build a franchise around a guy who's not going to be there.
You know what? I think you're absolutely right, but I think at the same time, someone will give him max money this summer.
The thing is, I think it's going to be short term.
You think so?
Yeah, because I don't think any team wants to commit to a long-term deal with him, but they might think, well, if we can get him for a year or two for 13, 14 million, and he turns out healthy, then we have the bird rights on him. We can keep him and build with somebody else. There is some value to keeping him there. I just don't think it's necessarily with Philadelphia. I think a team that has a little bit of space, that maybe a move away could think about signing him. But I think a team like Philadelphia, who's rebuilding, would be really building around Bynum. I think that's a little bit too much of a gamble. He's not reliable enough to be your centerpiece, but he is good enough to be a nice secondary option. And that's what he was in LA, and that's where he won championships.
Well, do you think you think someone maybe like Atlanta, Atlanta, if they miss out on Dwight Howard, you think they could maybe go after Andrew Bynum?
I don't know. I'm not sure where Danny. Who's their GM now down there? Is
Danny Ferry?
It is Danny Ferry. I don't know, because it seemed like he was trying to rebuild with that team. So I don't know. I think the Dwight Howard thing has to do with the fact that he's from there, and that would be, on the one hand, a nice way to get more people in the building. And two, it's a realistic option. I think Howard would be open to going back to Atlanta. I'm not sure Bynum would want to. But again, I'm not sure Bynum's going to have all that many options this offseason either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be really great to see Andrew Bynum playing high quality basketball, because honestly, when he is healthy, offensively he's a very skilled player, and when he wants, he can be just as good a defensive presence as any center in the league. Maybe outside of Dwight Howard and Tyson Chandler.